My name is Hugues Mingarelli. I am working in the EU delegation and I am running the delegation for 2 years and a half now. We decided in 2007 to negotiate a new agreement with Ukraine to replace the preceding partnership and cooperation agreement because we were convinced that it was necessary to have a new legal framework to support the development, the intensification of our relationship with this very important partner country, Ukraine. And the starting point for designing this agreement was the fact that we share the same values and principles than the Ukrainian people. And therefore, on this basis, we thought that our objectives should be to promote the political association of Ukraine with the EU and at the same time to favor the economic integration of Ukraine in the EU economy. And this is on this basis that we proposed this very ambitious legal framework to our Ukrainian partners. Ukraine is a big country, the biggest on our continent, with about 40 million people, so huge market, with very well-educated people, and therefore Ukraine is an asset for the EU, and it is in the EU interest to intensify the relationship with such a country. We implement this agreement jointly with the Ukrainian government, Verovna Rada, and civil society. So we have regular meetings in various formats and at all levels with our Ukrainian partners to make sure that we see eye to eye when it comes to the best way to implement the agreement, and to make sure as well that we can join forces when we face obstacles. So we have regular discussion on the implementation of this agreement in what we call our association committee meetings in the framework of the agreement. We have one association committee meeting per year, plus one in trade configuration. We have as well a number of subcommittees organized on a sectoral basis who meet at least once per year to review the state of implementation of the agreement in a specific sector and to give recommendation on how to improve our efficiency in implementing our respective commitments. We provide 200 million euro of grants every year to finance cooperation programs. And these cooperation programs cover a lot of sectors, our objective being to support the reform process in these various sectors. These sectors vary from decentralization to reform of the public administration, reform of the judiciary, strengthening of the civil society, strengthening of independent media, reform of the police, reform of the judiciary, reform of the gas and electricity markets, of the transport sector, of the banking sector. So there are many sectors in which we support the reform process carried out by our Ukrainian partners with our cooperation programs. And we have as well in the field of research and development an exchange program called Horizon 2020, which allows Ukrainian academics and researchers to participate in EU-funded research programs. It was possible, but it's clear that the association agreement has given an impetus to our cooperation in all these fields, because we have under this association agreement a commitment to harmonize our legislation and norms and standards. And in order to do so, we have to implement a number of cooperation programs, and the fact that a number of Ukrainian academics, for instance, can participate in EU finance research program is something which facilitate the implementation of the agreement. The Ukrainian leaders have shown a strong will to implement this association agreement. The government, the Cabinet of Ministers, has adopted an action plan with clear priorities to implement it. And in order to make sure that the government and the parliament work hand in hand, they have adopted a joint roadmap. This shows very clearly that there is a political will in Ukraine to implement this agreement. We are in constant contact with the Vice Prime Minister in charge of European and Euro-Atlantic integration to ensure that we work well together to push the implementation in the right direction. We have as well constant contact with the various line ministers to here again take stock of the progress made, to identify the difficulties they face, and if possible to help them overcome these difficulties. So my feeling is that on the Ukrainian side, there is a strong will to implement this agreement at political level. And in the civil society, you have a number of NGOs who constantly monitor the implementation of the agreement, organize debates about the best way to be more efficient, and therefore in the civil society as well, there is without any doubt a strong will to participate, to contribute to the implementation of this agreement.